the names have been changed. The story you are about to hear is true. Only the names have been changed. Only the names have been changed.
I said to Kevin Dombrowski when I texted him, I go, why don't you guys were dicks for now. You guys fucked up for not postponing this until this shit passed, because Gino could have done this in another month because everybody on the roast was from New York. So it's not like people flew in and the people that came to the show, they could just, if they were flying in, they could use, they refund people's tickets now. You could say, oh, I got COVID, I couldn't fucking fly, and then fly in a month from now. But this whole thing, we got to do it now. Gino's listen, you can't get him on a podcast. Gino just called me. You can't get him on a podcast because you can't, what can you do? You know what I mean? He won't shut the fuck up. And then the fans get sick of him, and I get sick of him. When I get sick of him, I know the fans have been sick of him for at least 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, and the people that flew in, they got to leave with COVID. The 2 people from Virginia and the girl from Indiana. So okay, look at the way it was. It was Gino sitting here, Stancil making out with him next to him, me next to that. Okay, and then when Gino came in, of course, he's hugging, kissing my wife. Every girl gets a kiss on the lips, and most guys, put it that way. So who would you think?
Yeah, he's not gay. He's not gay. He's Italian.
Yeah.
That's what Gino would say. I kiss everybody on the mouth, and I tongue all women and men. I'm not gay. I'm like Cuomo. I'm very Italian. I'm very handsy, feelsy, touchy. But I'm pathetic. I'm a pussy because I don't want to get COVID from Gino. I'd rather get COVID from a bigger act. Louis C.K. give me COVID. I don't want to get it from Gino fucking Bisconti, a middle from Delaware.
Yeah, an opening act now. He's
an opening act.
Yeah, he's fucking opening now. Unbelievable.
Who's he opening for?
Chrissy Mayer.
Chrissy Mayer. Yeah, you guys go see Chrissy Mayer and Gino January 6th. I hope they get run over by a fucking train while they're crossing the tracks at the Long Island Railroad at Hicksville. That Hicksville stop can be tricky. I don't know if they're taking a train out there, but the Hicksville stop, that can be real. They got a lot of trains going by real fast. Be careful, Gino. Bob Levy went to the roast, right? Bob, you have COVID?
Yeah. Yes, I do have the Gino COVID. My wife has the Gino COVID. 4 other people have the Gino COVID. Now, what was up with that?
Let me say this.
I talked to my roaster in chief, and that was Jim Stancil. He has it. He hasn't even gotten it all this time, but he went to a Gino roast, and of course he picked it up.
I'm going to point something out to you. I wish I gave all these people COVID. I wish I could take credit for that. I think I did give it to Garrett, our producer, and for that, you're fucking welcome. Because 1, we're all on the same page now. You're thrice vaccinated, you handsome son of a bitch, and you don't care that I'm not anymore, that you are.
Let me interrupt you for a second. So you did Bob Levy and his wife a favor.
Yeah.
I didn't give them COVID because I was over it by then.
Wait a minute. You're telling me that you did not say on In Hot Water that you knew you had COVID, so you didn't get tested because you didn't want to miss the roast?
That's exactly right. But I was done with COVID by then. And even if I wanted to get tested, I couldn't, because I don't know if you realize this, it's common sense. Testing isn't available because they are so focused on, they know that this endemic is waning, and they're so focused on getting everyone vaccinated that they put all their money into that promotion rather than having tests available, which is great because literally, this is what actually happened.
Let me interrupt you again. I know it's your show, but let me please interrupt you.
I'll allow it. Come on, buddy.
So you don't know if you said you weren't feeling bad, but you still had COVID when you went to the roast.
No, I did not have COVID. I was over
You
it.
said you didn't get tested. You were over it, but you still had it.
Kevin, let me ask you a question, and the answer is a single-digit number, and I bet you'll get it on the first try.
Why do you say Kevin like my wife does?
Kevin, how many people?
Because you're a dumb cunt, that's why.
Yes, but Kevin, let me ask you this seriously. This is a fact. You can look it up. How many people that are asymptomatic after recovering from COVID ever gave it to anyone who died from it?
Gino, can we cut him
Kevin,
loose?
zero.
I mean, I can't even take it at this point.
Kevin, zero. Kevin, do you understand?
I like
This is
when
what goes
Gino
on.
goes. I like when Gino uses the term common sense. Nothing you say or ever do has common sense in it. You
Kevin,
got
I'm
on
going to say it again.
You got on a fucking
Do you understand?
plane. You got on a plane when you knew you were fucking giving everybody COVID. You're like that flight attendant who fucked
can
a
I ask you
monkey.
one question?
No.
Can I ask you one question on my show? When did you become, and I've known you a long time, when did you become an absolute parrot and pussy?
Gino's like the flight attendant who fucked a monkey in Africa that started AIDS.
No, I'm not Adam Sank. And you didn't answer my question. I said, when did you become this much of a parrot and a pussy?
I guess today. I don't know when I started.
I guess so too, because let me pay you. You're not afraid of COVID. You make fun of it as much as everyone else now. Here's the thing, Kevin.
You don't even know what I am.
Kevin, could you imagine if I said, I think I had smallpox? No, that's a real pandemic. I think I had the Spanish flu. I'm pretty sure I had the bubonic plague. You know when you had that. The fact is, if you don't do testing, which is great, then no one knows and no one cares. It's that simple, Kevin. And you want to get Omicron now because every time a virus mutates, it gets weaker, unless it's in a movie with Dustin Hoffman and a spider monkey. I think his name was Cuba Gooding Jr. in Outbreak. But it does.
Gino, apologize to Bob and Gina leaving, then we'll cut you loose.
Yeah, look. Okay, I just want to say something. Look, my wife makes $90 an hour where she works. You're cutting into my fucking money now, okay, douchebag? You understand? Okay.
Plus, his wife works in a hospital. She never got COVID. She went to your roast. She got COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Because everyone's getting Omicron. Now, that's a great point. Bob, your wife is a nurse who works at a hospital. What are her thoughts on COVID?
No, why didn't you
let him talk? It's my show. Bob, what are your wife who works in a hospital's thoughts on COVID?
Basically,
Gino, hold on, Bob. I'll answer for you. Gino, why didn't you postpone the roast until the Omicron was over?
Because everyone needs to get Omicron.
So you did everybody a favor.
Thanks, Gino.
I didn't give anyone Omicron other than Garrett because I went into the show way before Christmas and did an episode as I was coming down with it.
You gave Jim Stansel COVID.
Yes.
I did not give Jim Stansel COVID. So you're saying, watch this. You just said Omicron is spreading like crazy. And even though I was over it after I got it, I'm the one that gave it to him, not anyone else, because it's spreading like wildfire right now. I gave it to him.
You don't know what you did because you didn't get tested before the roast.
Well, watch this. Suppose I got tested before the roast. What would be different in the world right now?
We wouldn't be sick if you were negative.
No, you'd still be sick because everyone's getting Omicron.
All right. You kissed Stansel on the lips. You kissed my wife on the lips. You kissed me on the fucking lips.
But I was over COVID. Everyone else, there were people that
you don't know if you were over COVID. You didn't get tested.
Do you think it's possible, you ready for this, that you, your wife, and or Stansel were getting COVID and you guys gave it to each other and not me was already over it?
Adam, for real, cut him loose. I can't take it.
Because I'm right. Adam, don't cut me loose, buddy.
Cut him loose. I'm
Adam,
serious.
don't do it. Adam,
I'm dropping off then. I'm dropping off.
I
got to cut him loose because...
Adam, I'm going to say this right now. Cutting me loose would be a big mistake for your personal sanity.
Cut him loose.
Adam, remember.
I can't take this.
Adam,
I can't take it.
Adam, you can mute me.
I can't take it.
Oh my God.
Oh God, I can't take it.
You can't talk to him. Put him back and just mute him.
No. I'm just doing the fans a favor because first of all, Gino's retarded, and I don't mean that like he's he's got Down syndrome, but he's got like Italian Down syndrome. You know what I mean? It's like it's like he can't. He says common sense. He just keeps talking. He's like a rabid dog.
Yeah.
Like he just keeps talking. If he talks enough and nobody else gets a chance to talk, then he's right. He doesn't have COVID. He kissed you. Your wife never got COVID before, right?
Never got COVID, and
she works in a hospital, right?
Exactly, and they actually had COVID patients that had to get procedures. You know, so they had to take care of them.
She was around them, and she still never picked it up.
Exactly,
and she was never vaccinated.
She was because of the job. But it doesn't matter. We had just chills the other night that we got. Like I went in to fucking talk to her and I started shaking. My teeth were like fucking whatever's left of them were grinding, like tacking together. And I had to get under the heated blanket for like 2 hours. But, you know, it went away like the next day. But it was brutal for that, you know, for whatever, a couple hours and that stuff.
When? What day?
That was the day before yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So. Yeah, but like as soon as like she got sick before me, and I was like, "Oh, there's no way I'm going to get sick." Then all of a sudden, it happened to me, and I was like,
"Oh, she got sick first."
Mm-hmm.
Like a day before or something.
Yeah, a day before. It was probably she might have started feeling it the day after the roast or the day after that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because no, I went and worked New Year's because I was fine. I was fine New Year's, you know. She was she started feeling a little off, and she goes, "I'm just gonna stay home." So he cost me pussy. He cost me a lot on that night.
I think he's calling me now.
Don't pick up. Fuck him. Fuck him. He has no manners. He has no manners for like, you know, I was joking like, Gino, I know it's your show, but when I talk, he doesn't, he's so used to not talking. I mean, he's so used to not talking that he won't shut up even if you beg him to stop.
It's amazing.
He's like Chad with credit cards. You're like, Chad, stop. He's like, I can't.